afternoon everyone and happy Sunday. Welcome back to the How to Craft Network. My name is Claire Manning from Thirsty Brush and I'm going to be showing you another card making demonstration today. So I hope you're all well and enjoying your Sunday. Nice and relaxed, maybe a cup of tea and a roast dinner in the oven, who knows. So I do have a design I'm doing today with another one of the Geo designs that was the end of last year. So I'm going to use the unicorn and its die. But I do also have a sneaky little peek for you of something that's coming on this Thursday's launch. So you may have seen on social media the last couple of days, I've given details of the launch show that I'm doing on this How to Craft Network live on this Thursday, the 22nd of April at 1 p.m. So for the first time in absolutely ages, probably nearly 6 months, I will be live back in Tony's studio. So thank you to her for letting me come back. Now things are easing up and getting better with the pandemic. We can start traveling a little bit more and things like that. So still keeping my travel down to what is absolutely necessary, but these launch shows are really important to me and you, and you know, I miss having that live chat with you as I'm doing demonstrations, and I get to show you some absolutely lovely stuff. So I will be doing a Facebook Live as well over the next couple of days to give you more of a preview of what's coming, the designs in the brand new collection, and it's called Happy Hour. So that might give you a little taster. So I'm not going to spoil it with the main designs today, but there's something, some kind of backgroundy and complementing stamps that go with the collection and are part of it will be available on Thursday. I'm going to use today with this unicorn and show you how versatile they are, not just for the new collection, but everything else. Anyway, let's get on. So the unicorn that I'm using here, I want to have really kind of, let's go super girly, super blingy, and go all out as if this was a card, say, for a little girl for her birthday, or indeed a little boy. So yeah, I thought I'll go all out unicorn pink. So I got all my pinks out. Well, that was more like a corally, and I can't even decide right now which ones to use. Definitely it's got to be the new Kitsch Flamingo, hasn't it? I think I might use this one with the background. So let's just pop that one aside for now. And I have got a couple of other colours to kind of complement. So I just want to kind of think about, I don't know whether I'll use all of these. I don't think that coral really goes. Let's go with that. So what I'm going to do is create a inked blended piece of card here that I'm then going to stamp the unicorn onto and die cut out. So you'll see the die cuts for these geometrics. They allow you to, if I show it like that, they allow you to stamp and then die cut. So you'll get some of this beautiful colour, but you'll also get those little holes in the detail that will be able to show something in the background, which is what I'm giving you a sneaky peek of. So, but first of all, we just need to blend some colours onto this piece of card. So I've got a smoothish piece of card, and I'm just going to very roughly add some colour to it. This Kitsch Flamingo is just beautiful. I'm just being really quite random, and I don't need to use the whole piece because the die cut is only like that big, so I just want it to pick up when I die cut a bit of each colour. Let's get a little scrap piece just to clean my sponge on because I haven't got a load to hand right now. So just take some of that off. Oops. Let's try my brush. Some of that gorgeous green and the turquoisey. Let's blend those together a bit in the middle. And then just to blend a bit more, you should probably almost get like a purpley then. Blend. So I know that looks a little bit random, but then if you see, if we die cut say around there, you're going to get all those different colours. So to give it a tiny bit more textured looking, I'm just thinking, shall I stamp it in black to make it bold? Yeah. So, no, I'm going to die cut first. So I'm going to pop that strategically kind of to pick up a load of that colour. Probably done it a little bit too much there, but that's fine. Can always use those spare bits for something else. So just pop that through my die cutting machine. Okay. So when you take your die cut out, so we can get a nice clean stamp on that now, because we've done the die cut first. Don't throw away this excess piece. I'm loving the colours on that though. That blend of the pinks and the turquoises looks really good. So don't worry about the little bits, that's fine, but keep this main piece. You may have seen me do this before. So then to stamp on, put some low-tack tape on the back. Let's position it right in the corner so it doesn't shift. And a bit of low-tack tape on the back of this just to keep it, oh no, we shouldn't need to, should we? Got that there, to keep that in place. There we go. And then let's grab the stamp. So now we can take our time and get perfect fit on our die cut. Because if you do the die cutting after with these type of like plate dies, you can't really see your line, so you're kind of guessing where you are. And now that's much nicer. I think that's about straight. I mean, it hasn't got to be absolutely, you know, micro millimeters perfect, but it saves you getting frustrated with, oh gosh, it's really out, and feeling like you want to do it again. There we go. So that's our beautiful bold unicorn. Just popping aside for the moment. And give my little stamp a wipe down. So he's done with. So now let's have a sneaky peek at one of the new designs from the new collection. So we've got this beautiful background. There's a couple of different background stamps in the new collection, and this is one A5 set that gives you an A6 kind of bubbles or fierce, that kind of thing. So you might be feeling a vibe here of what the collection is going to be when you see more of it. And then this amazing one that I think can go behind anything on your cards. So if you've got a particular floral element that you want to use, or, you know, in this case, our lovely unicorn, but to just plonk him on, even with a bit of ink behind, might be a little bit boring. So I'm going to pop this behind with a little bit more ink as well and create something with real depth and that's real fun. So let's pop that in the corner. So I'm going to have it slightly down to the corner here. And again, you can have it absolutely any way up you want. You can have it coming off your page, diagonally. I'll just do it as it is in the packet, just so you can get a good idea of what it looks like. But really, you can mix it up. You could layer it even, have some inked and some embossed. That would look really cool. So plenty of anti-static powder. Embossing ink. And I really like that it's got, you know, a mixture of these circular fun designs. There's like bubbly ones. This one's a bit like what they're called, sprinkles. You've got lines, you've got dots. It's really, really fun. And a good size. This is a piece of card that I've cut down just slightly smaller than my 5x7 card blank. So it's a really good size too. Okay, let's pop some embossing powder on that. So if you like this design, I think you're really going to enjoy the rest of the collection. There are some hand-drawn elements as well that you'll see on the Facebook Live, and the design team girls have done an absolutely fabulous job as always. I think I missed a bit of stamping there, but never mind, we'll get the idea. Yeah, they've had real fun with this collection as always, and they do a fabulous, fabulous job. So yeah, there's a couple of gaps there because I've been sitting on a bit of an angle, so I don't think my pressure when I was stamping was quite even. But we're going to cover it with some of it with the unicorn anyway, so no big deal, and I don't think it's enough for me to worry about it. So let's heat set that. it's a really fun little background for you, or you can make it a whole card by doing, like I say, layering loads of different colours and textures with it. So let's add a tiny bit more colour. Where did I put that little pink, the light one? Oh, there we go, spun sugar. So what I really like as well is that sometimes you can buy stamp sets where it's got all these elements in it of a pattern or a design. Just cleaning off my brush while we're chatting. Whether it's circles, hearts, triangles, whatever it is of a pattern. And that's great, but sometimes when it comes to making the composition of how you want to put those into a background, that can be quite daunting, and you end up spending, one, a lot of time, and two, it can feel like, I don't know whether that looks right. So I've done that hard work for you by putting that composition together, and you know that that's always going to work because it's got a very specific kind of flow to it, and different sized elements and different textured elements, that you know it's always going to work, and you haven't got to do all that bit yourself. So just to make this come alive a little bit more, I'm adding, don't worry about the fact that it's going to be dull, I'm adding some spun sugar around this element too. And this is going to make it look like it's popping out from behind the unicorn, while still leaving a bit of white space without it being too much. And then to add even more texture, got a bit of kitchen roll and my water spout. Oh, I thought that was the lid, I've just pulled off the spout. And I'm just going to give it a spritz. Leave it for a second, just to kind of react. And this is going to give us an extra bit of texture in that pink. Can you see? A little bit more in some parts. And again, please don't worry about the fact that the gold is dulled down a bit from that ink. We're going to resolve that once we've finished here. So let it react for a second or two, and then just dab off. Okay, and then use another clean dry bit of your kitchen roll and just buff over that gold, and that will bring that back to life. If it's still looking a bit dull, what you can do is take your gun again. We'll do this anyway, just to dry off that piece of card. You don't need to completely reset it, but just melting it a tiny bit again just brings back that beautiful shine. So that's our lovely background, and we've got our fun unicorn to go over the top. And finally, before we put everything together, we need a sentiment. So just to add some extra texture again, just clean that off. I've got a couple of pieces of craft card. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, back from the heart on the unicorn set. I know lots of you got this when it first came out or in the sale, but I think there are an odd one if it's something you're looking at. Dog's having a scratch. So I'm going to do It's Your on this little thin bit, and then Birthday on the wider bit, and we'll heat emboss these white on this lovely craft card. So I've already trimmed them to the right depth. Hope I get them straight. Craft card can be very, very absorbent, so I always go an extra once or twice with the embossing ink on it. That's got a bit wet, so I need to make sure I don't get any powder on that. That's great, so I just need to heat set those and trim them down to the right length. So I really like that look of the white on the craft card. If you're anything like me, I spent ages early on in my craft journey trying to find a way to get white on craft card using white gel pens and things like that and white ink to stamp, but nothing compares with heat embossing onto it. Is really the best way. It doesn't smudge, it looks vibrant all the time. Yeah, and I think it's the most professional finish. So I'm just going to trim those down. So what I have gone back and done here is redo the unicorn, and I'm going to heat emboss because I just feel like the black on there, although it might be better on a different card, maybe a black background or something, I just feel like it's a little bit too harsh compared to that. So I'm going to heat emboss on with either the white or the gold, I'm not sure yet, just to get that to tie in more with the card. So I mustn't have pressed record, I'm sorry, as I was popping that together. So I've got a gold matten layer, I've put my background on there and the 2 sentiments along with that lovely Geo unicorn on there. So really girly without being too cartoony or anything like that. You've got loads of shades of pink, the pop of gold and that tiny bit of turquoise just brings it together really nicely. So I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek of one of the stamps from the launch on Thursday. So I will be doing a Facebook Live over the next couple of days. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, do search up Thirsty Brush and I will be showing you the full collection And then it will be the launch show on the How to Craft Network live at 1 p.m. next Thursday. Basically in the place that I've been doing these Thirsty Thursdays pre-recorded. Now I'll be able to go back to the Stamps by Me studio and it go out live on the How to Craft Network channel. So absolutely cannot wait. In the meantime, guys, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you next time.